All right, so lately I've been contemplating some of the things that I recently was exposed to on some of the interviews and podcasts that I've done recently, as well as some of those that I've watched, mainly on YouTube. Alex O'Connor, let's see, there was Wes Huff and Andrew Schultz. And so they've given me some pause to consider some things that I hadn't really, you know, postulated in some time. And these were things like, what is the nature of man? And what is our relationship to God? And what is the truth to the notion that God is within us and we're reflections of God or made in God's image? And what is Christ? And what is the role of Jesus? And all these sorts of things. And what is the nature of the relationship between Christ and man? And also within my own process, some things that have come to light in my own experience are like the Elohim that presented itself to me. And what is that and the nature of the relationship of that between Christ and all of the mantras and things that began exploding out of me, years back, along with my connection with non-dual Shiva Tantra and that whole lineage of direct perception. And it got me thinking that I was watching, I think was it Wes Huff? Or maybe it was on his podcast, but there was a guy who was devout Christian, very extremely knowledgeable scripturally, and had a very keen and acute understanding of biblical theosophy, let's say, and the relationship between that type of Christianity and all other major world religions and where they differ, where they intersect, and things, and what the key distinctions are, let's say. And it was very profound watching him and listening to him. And I did very much appreciate the fact that sort of towards the end of the conversation, there was an instance where someone had brought up the case of the man from Papua New Guinea who had never been exposed to Christ. And what about him? He's led this devout life in faith and good deeds and things in service and trying to live a good life, right? But yet he's never been exposed to Christ and what happens to him and things. And the person, being questioned was able to admit that he couldn't say that that scripture doesn't specifically address this issue. And so that was like, I really appreciate that. And so there are many unknowns, and we're all trying to fit these things together into a world model or paradigm that makes sense to us, that we can, sort of a lifeline or frequency that we can tap into and align with. And I had so many reflections that came up in watching some of these recent shows and the guests and their insights and perspectives. So I just want to jump on here and give a quick reflection because man, I'm so jazzed by these conversations that I've been able to have and witness, and it just is really something I recognize that I've been starved for in a sense, and I feel super connected, and just like this is meaningful to me. This is like a big chunk of life that has great value for me, is in having these conversations and being able to open my mind to other perspectives and allow those perspectives to influence and sort of integrate into my own, and as well as open doors that I potentially wouldn't have, traversed had, that interaction not happened. So I don't know. I have a lot more to say about these things, but I don't have any notes or anything. I just want to jump on here for a minute and just be like sort of vulnerable, flagrantly open, and just appreciative as hell for, man, the way that life has been unfolding for me and the connections that have opened up and things. And I appreciate all of you guys for watching so very much. Like, subscribe, connect, reach out, and looking forward to more of the same. All right. Until then.